Welcome to another episode of Mark and Mike's Rock Battle, where we inform, entertain, and declare the loser. Am I doing that right? Go ahead, Mike. Take it. Take it from me.
We are the only YouTube channel that seeks to educate, inform, and where the loser declares the
That's
winner,
it.
the king of rock and roll. You might find other channels out there that do one of the three, maybe two of the three. We're the only channel that does all three.
Absolutely. But today, actually, this is a special episode. We're not going to actually battle it out. As you all know, or maybe some of you do know or don't know, that Ace Frehley passed away. What day was it? A couple days ago, right?
Friday.
Friday. And Mike, was I the first one to tell you about it? When
You
were you
were.
surprised?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, I knew I knew he had some complications. I saw on Facebook maybe a week or two ago. You know how he passed away. He fell in his
Right.
studio and he hemorrhaged, brain hemorrhage. So I know that about a week ago I knew he wasn't doing well, but then a week later they just he was on life support. The family decided to take it up, take life support off. So this is actually a tribute to Ace Frehley. One, you know, one of the four founding fathers of Kiss. I believe one of the I would say the top 15, 20 guitarists of all time. What do you think, Mike?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Um, Mike and I have some fond memories of Kiss, or excuse me, of Ace. And I'm sure we're going to share a couple of these during this episode. But what we're going to do is just play a few songs, reminisce about Ace and what he actually meant to us. It's funny. It's not, we didn't know him, but he entertained us. We have some type of emotional connection. Mike and I we're really big Kiss fans, and I have listened to more Kiss in the past 2 years, I think, than I have all my life. How about you, Mike?
Yeah. Started with the Kiss reunion tours of the last four
Absolutely.
or 5 years. Just
Hmm.
really reignited my love. I've seen, including Ace and Kiss, three times in the last 5 years. And so, yes, to get ready for the concerts, I played
Hmm.
their catalog, and it really reignited my love.
Absolutely. A lot of people, say that Kiss was, um, you know, they were big because of their makeup. But Mike, what do you say?
Um, I think you can be both. I think you can have the
They were
theatrics
big
and
because of their makeup, but their music was, you know, that they wouldn't sustain where they were at. And Ace is, of course, the one of the reasons why they lasted so long. So, do you have anything to add on that?
it's hard to explain. So people in our lives know that you and I are big Kiss fans and Ace fans. It's hard to tell people just how big they were in the 70s and how influential on young adolescent men like you and me when we were 11, 12, 13, 14. Tell me if I'm stretching this, but to me, this was our generation's Fab Four. The Fab Four Beatles, everyone knew the first names: George,
Absolutely.
Paul, Ringo, John. Everyone knew the first names. You didn't have to say the last names. You were talking about the Beatles.
Hmm.
Kiss in the mid to late 70s was Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter. And you would say the first names and you would know who we were talking about.
Absolutely.
And they combined the style. They wanted the Fab Four Beatles. They wanted four songwriters. They wanted four singers in the band. They wanted separate identities for the band. and but they wanted theatrics, and they always said we wanted to be the band you never saw on stage. And to me, it was always kind of a cross between the Beatles' populism and Alice Cooper. So Alice preceded the Kiss with the makeup. New York Dolls, I know, were hugely influential
Yes.
on Kiss, and so to me, they were always a cross between the New York Dolls, Alice Cooper, and the Beatles. And I would never say that they were as influential as the Beatles, but in the 70s, they were as big as the Beatles
Right.
in terms of pop culture and the comic books and the makeup, kind of the superhero thing. It appealed to young adolescent males like us. And the rock was easy listening, and the lyrics were melodic, nothing terribly deep. It all rocked, and it appealed to boys and young men my age and your age in the mid to late 70s. And these guys were just huge.
Yes. Absolutely. It was um I remember the Kiss dolls, the lunch boxes, all that stuff that they merchandise. And that's one of the reasons why they were so big. Like, they merchandised themselves. I mean, it was kind of, the first type band that actually did something like that. Do you agree?
At least to the level that they did it, that they
Right.
achieved.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so Mike and I, we got about three, four, five songs a piece, and we're gonna share them to you, what it meant to us, these songs, and the three that I chose are actually from Ace. He sang those, and yours too, right, Mike?
Yep.
Yeah. So do you want to go ahead and start on
I
start?
have yours loaded first, so let me
Okay.
share. Ooh, let me get back. Give me 1 second. Make sure I turn on the sound.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right. So the first song, and we're not gonna battle it out. We're just
Oh,
gonna
am I?
listen.
Did I stop sharing?
Yeah, yeah, it's not
All
there
right.
yet.
Give me a second.
No problem. Mhm, mhm,
I
mhm.
accept the wrong thing. Hannah, our editor, will save us here.
That's right. We pay big bucks for that editor, don't
We do. All right. Here we go.
we? All right. So we're gonna go with Shock Me first. That's cool.
Yep.
Okay. So my first song that I chose, and I remember this song really vividly from it's from 1977, Love Gun. And I believe this was my first album that I bought from Kiss. I think it was. Do you remember, Mike?
It was either this or Love Gun, or you bought both at the same time.
Yeah.
I remember
Okay.
you had both of them.
Right. But this song came from Love Gun. I remember it. Uh, this song, Shock Me, um, was done in 1977 by Ace Frehley, and this was actually the first song that he sang on. The very first one. They had what, four or five albums before this. He's never sang lead vocals on any song. This was actually his
Yeah,
first.
not counting um, their live album. I think it was, yeah, it was their third or fourth. Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, and then I think Destroyer. No,
Okay,
I'm missing one.
yeah,
Dress to Kill. Yep,
just
it was
kill,
their
yeah.
fourth album.
So, wasn't rock and roll over right before this one, right? Before,
After.
yeah. So, this was his first album, or first song that he sang on as a lead vocal, and he actually was so intimidated or scared about singing when he actually recorded this song. He actually laid on the studio floor and turned the lights off and recorded it. Why? Don't know, but uh, well, yeah, I kind of, if you know Ace, and Mike and I read his book. Um, he's a different person. But um, and also on this song, and Mike, if you can go into 2 minutes, about 2 minutes or so. Well, do at the beginning for a little bit, and then go 2 minutes because 2 minutes is that's where his guitar solo from this came from, and this was actually from the Guitar World. This is the 50th greatest guitar solo of all time. So it was rated 50th guitar solo of all time. Did you know that, Mike? I didn't know it
I
until
did
I
not
recently.
know that.
Yeah,
Do you know the inspiration behind this song?
I do, and I was going to tell you, he actually back in 1976, he was on stage. Something, there was a loose wire, and he actually got shocked, got electrocuted, and he actually was unconscious for a little bit. And it's kind of a miracle that he was still alive and doing well. So if you want to go ahead and play it, Mike, is that's the what you were going to say,
Yep.
right, Mike? And
Yep.
that's actually what it shocked me. That's actually the basis of this song.
Your lightning's all I need. My satisfaction grows. You make me feel at ease. You even make me glow. Don't cut the power on me. I'm feeling love. So get my high. Shock me. Make me feel better. Shock me. Put on your black leather.
So, Mike, why
Shock
don't you go to, oh, yeah, go 2 minutes. This is his solo.
Shock me.
Wasn't that great?
It is.
That is an awesome guitar solo. And I until I really listened to it, when we were kids, we didn't, you know a lot of stuff that we maybe know because we're older. And that was awesome. I didn't realize how in depth, that guitar solo was. So
Agreed. So Ace was born in 1951. He picked up the guitar at age 13. I think he got a guitar as a gift. Came from a musical family, self-taught. Never knew how to read or write music. Knew the chords. Very uh, intuitional player with a guitar. Early 20s, I'm going to say 21, 22 is when he tried out for Kiss, answered an ad. He was so nervous. Story goes he wore two different colored shoes, an orange basketball shoe and a red basketball shoe. So nervous he didn't wait his turn. He plugged in, started playing. Gene and Paul told him, "Hey, you're going to have to wait your turn." He went to the corner. When it was finally his turn, he plugged in, and it was instant chemistry. The band knew right away that he was going to be a member and be the lead guitarist. And from there, he did a total of 14 albums between Kiss. I think he did 7 or 8 with Kiss, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in there, not including live albums. Left Kiss, really due to musical differences. Had a 5-year hiatus, came back with a band called Frehley's Comet, did 2 albums. From there, he did, I think, 4 or 5 solo albums, including his 1978 album. Did a solo when all 4 Kiss members soloed under the Kiss banner. And so all told, 14 albums, you include live albums, you include cover albums. He's participated in over 20 albums. Out of that, he's had a couple hits. He had Rocket Ride, which he wrote and performed on Double Live, that reached number 39. And then on his 1978 album, he had New York Groove, which peaked at 13. And his first solo album peaked at number 26. And so the reason I kind of bring up his career is Mark and I saw him a few years ago, and I'm going to share a picture.
Haha.
Trying to pull
Awesome.
it up here.
There he is.
And the concert, Mark and I agree, it was one of the best concerts and actually one of the best kind of brother trips that we took.
Absolutely.
Ace was 45 minutes late to the concert. They played Aerosmith's 1976 Rocks album, and Mark and I recognized instantly that not only was it Aerosmith Rocks, that they were playing the whole album. And even though it was Ace's concert, listening to Rocks on an arena speaker system, we're like, oh my God, Aerosmith was way ahead of their time. Just listening, the acoustics were just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Ace finally comes on, I forget, hour and a half, 2 hours. He played a lot of Kiss stuff, the songs that he wrote and performed, a lot of stuff from Frehley's Comet, a lot of stuff from his solo. You know, we loved every song. We were on our feet. And then as you can see here, it was a meet and greet. We'll tell you, it's pretty intimidating meeting Ace. He has some pretty burly bodyguards that don't take anything off of anyone. You stand at attention. You are absolutely quiet. You walk step by step. You wait patiently to meet Ace. You get your 5 minutes with him. You get a Polaroid, and then you leave. So the process is a little intimidating, but Mark and I agree. We were in the presence of a rock god.
Absolutely, a rock star all the way. He was, the 5 minutes that he was with us, it was great. It's one of the things that I always cherish. I mean, it's with you, Mike, of course, and then with him. I mean, it was just a great time at all. Hey, tell the story about he was signing our shirts. And
yeah, so
yeah.
One of the gracious parts was he wasn't stingy with his signature. You could get up to 6 things signed. And so Mark and I forgot actually to get things to sign. So we went to the souvenir stand and we bought shirts and posters and had him sign 6 different things. When he grabbed the shirt, it was a misprint. It was very, very blurry. And Ace was looking at the manager and he's like, look at this shirt. We ought to get a refund. And I looked at him, I'm like, me too. I'm the one that actually bought it.
that was funny. That was good. So it's a good time. It was a great concert.
It was. So I mentioned Ace Frehley in 1978. All 4 band members issued they created and issued their own solo albums. Out of the 4 albums, Ace's did the best. As I said, it peaked at 26. He was the only one out of the 4 albums to score a top 40 hit. This is New York Groove. It is a cover from a band, I think, called Hello or something like that released it a couple years early. They had a modest hit. He made it a mega hit. And so here is Ace Frehley's New York Groove.
Since I was here on the street, I was passing my time away. To the left and to the right, buildings towering to the sky. It's out of sight in the dead of night.
You know that song, don't you?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. He did that in concert, right?
Yes,
When
absolutely.
yeah. So
Hey, so
great song.
you mentioned you read his autobiography. We all did, and I read one after another, and you did the same. Do you have any favorite stories out of his autobiography?
Um, let's see. I don't really remember it. I got the book right here, by the way. Can you see it? Mm,
No, it's because
oh,
of the
it's
back.
blurry. Yeah. Oh well, it's here. It's got Ace Frehley, No Regrets. Um, so you think it might be worth some money now, Mike? That he passed?
You know, I had that book before we
Yes,
saw the concert. The
that's
answer
the
is we would have had him autograph it. It would have been yes, but it's
yes,
not autographed.
that's true. That's true. But I don't, I read the book and I think I shared a couple stories with you, but I don't remember them though. Haven't I
Yeah.
with the book?
Unfortunately, he had a really bad addiction to drugs. He did a lot of crazy things in and out of rehab. He did have to leverage his fame to stay out of jail. Um, he had a fascination with cars, several accidents. He was almost like what you'd call a functional drunk. He was stoned or drunk all the time, but when it came time to playing, he would always perform. Crazy book. When we read the four of them side by side, he did the craziest things.
Absolutely.
And so, why don't we talk about this song?
Okay, great. So another song that I chose of Ace Frehley, I actually sang this. Um, it's called Into the Void, and it was actually uh, written in 1998 on Psycho Circus. And actually, this was a reunion kind of album. Actually, this was the only track that all four of them played on, but it's a great song. I enjoy it. Do you know this song, Mike? Have you ever heard of it?
I have, and I've heard the album.
Yeah.
I thought it was a different song that all four of them played, but we're
No,
about to
actually, this was the one. This
that they
was
played or sang,
he sang it, but they all they
played
they
on.
all contribute to the song, all four of
Yeah,
them. And this was actually the only one. The rest of the songs, here and there, they might two of them, three of them might have done, but this was the only one that all four of them did. So um it's about just being trapped, overwhelmed, and being pulled into chaos. And that, it's kind of, if you read this book, he did a lot of drugs and he was in a lot of chaos, self-inflicted chaos. So, but if you want to go ahead and play the song.
I'm losing power and I don't know why. Not really sure if I'll live or die. I wanna leave, but I can't get away. It's a strange sensation, out of control, being by myself. I feel this gravitation, caught like a magnet, and I'm being pulled. I wanna get away, get away. I'm being pulled down. This place is spinning, spinning me round. Feel like I'm being pulled into a black hole. This crazy feeling screwing with my head.
Hmm. I
you know,
tell you
you had
what, I
mentioned
don't, I've all, I don't think I except for what's that one album that they really messed up on? The Elder.
Yes.
I liked every single one of their albums.
You
Every
know, I
single
like
one.
The Elder, and there's a
Yeah.
song on it that I really like called I that
Hmm.
Ace
I
didn't
didn't
write,
care
but
for it too
obviously
much,
performs.
but all these, even the later albums were Ace, you know, after this one, I think they had two or three more albums after this. They were really good. You know, there a lot of people they're overrated. Not me. Do you agree,
Oh,
Mike?
n- it, it, it's the epitome of really sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And they got a couple songs that are kind of philosophical, but to me, this is always about adrenaline, always about having a good time, not taking yourself too
Yep,
seriously, and just rocking.
absolutely. I agree with you. I agree
All
with
right,
you
so the
fully.
song, next song that I chose is Talk to Me. Um, this is off of Unmasked. And you kind of talk, thinking about the evolution of Kiss, started out as a really gritty hard rock band. They're almost scary in the beginning. After a couple of those albums and live took off, um, then there was Destroyer. After that, some in the mid to late '70s, a lot of people thought Kiss lost their way. They issued Dynasty, which was a disco influenced album. They then went pop with Unmasked. They then did a concept album of The Elder, which you talked about, which bombed. And it was in those three albums they really lost their fan base. They kind of lost their direction musically. But Unmasked came out in 1980, and it's really a power pop album. So it's not that hard rock. It's not that classic rock. It's more kind of power hard rock pop, but it's one of Ace's best albums in that he contributed three songs. He contributed "Talk to Me," "Two Sides of the Coin," and I forget the song. It's something about a submarine. But he wrote and sang um, on over a third of the album. And so "Talk to Me" it's just about her um, infatuation with the girl. It did reach the top 40 in Europe. This album was released while they were in a European tour. It was big over there. It didn't really chart over here, and it's a different sound. It's more pop, but I think it works.
When I see you, girl, you turn my head, you make me dizzy. I get a good vibration. When I look into your big blue eyes, I start to quiver and shake. I get a strange sensation. When you walk by me, you strut around, you make me crazy. I get no relaxation. Talk to me, talk to me. All I want is a little conversation. Talk to me, talk to me. All I want is a little conversation. Talk to me. People tell me that you run around and that you're no good. You got a bad reputation. I don't care what other people say. You know they talk too much. It's a fascination. All I wanna do is talk to you and maybe go out and want some kind of relation. So talk to me, talk to me. All I want is a little conversation. Talk to me.
Have you heard this one?
I have not,
What do you think?
but I like it. I like it a lot. You can tell it's poppy. You know, it's really good.
It's Kiss, though.
It is Kiss. It is definitely Kiss. And you made a good point. Kiss is. There are bands out there that you know you have to think about their lyrics and you know but this is like you said, it's a party band. Gets to
Adrenaline.
me, it's adrenaline. I've been working out, and I tell you, Kiss Alive 1, 2, and 3. I listen to all the time when I'm working out, and
Same.
they're great albums. They're, you know, like you said, it gets my adrenaline going, and it makes me work out harder. So, you know, and this song, it's a great song. When it comes to Kiss, they're for me in my top five bands for sure.
Agreed. And I think I speak for both of us when we're Kiss fans, and they put out after the original four left. There's lots of turnover. They've obviously continued over 50 years. That there are probably more albums without Peter and
Yes.
Ace than there are with. But to me,
Hmm.
it's those first 7, 8 albums with the four. Those are
Right.
the best albums. I'm an original Kiss kind of guy.
Hmm. But like I said, all of them are, even the ones, from Lick It Up. That's one, they unmasked those, from then on. I mean, I love it. You know what? And it's not an Ace song, but it's called Domino. You ever heard of it?
Yes,
Isn't that a great song?
it is. But
Uh,
when we mourn Gene, we'll talk about Domino. But we're mourning Ace.
okay. But I had gotcha.
All right. Let's talk about your next song.
Okay, so my next song is Snowblind, came out in 1978. It's his actually first solo album, and at this time, all of them did all their solo albums. And Aces, actually, like you said, was out of the four was the best selling. It definitely went platinum. It hit number 26, I believe. And Snowblind was actually the B side of New York Groove, and he definitely did this in his concert. Do you remember that? I think I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you know what the song's about?
It's about just loneliness, disorientation. You know,
Really?
yeah.
Because
What do you think it is?
Snowblind is
It's not about Coke, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I look it up. I didn't see one thing about Coke.
Oh, okay. All right.
Coca-Cola? You mean Coca-Cola?
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean soft drinks. Yes.
But it's a great song. This whole album is awesome. If you know our audience here of 50 some odd, if you want to, take a look at this album, it's listen to it. It's such a great album.
It's so hard to feel right, when I'm traveling around and you're far behind. God, I wish I could see my lady. Girl, I hope you don't mind. 'Cause I'm so blind, I can't see a thing. I'm so blind, I don't wanna sing. I'm so blind, need a familiar face. I'm so blind, think I'm lost in space. Looking out my window, sometimes I wonder, am I ever gonna get to where I'm gonna go home? Maybe tomorrow, maybe next summer. Girl, I just don't know. 'Cause I'm so blind, I can't see a thing. I'm so blind, I don't wanna sing. I'm so blind, need a familiar face. I'm so blind, think I'm lost in space.
Rockin' tune.
No, you're reading I'm reading the lyrics, and it could be about that. Definitely local. But it could be disorientation and loneliness and stuff like that too. So
Um,
that's what's good about music. You can do it on your own interpretation of the songs.
a couple episodes ago, we had my daughter Hannah, and I championed ELO against REO Speedwagon and Queen. And one of the songs I chose was ELO's Do Ya, which was a big hit. This was off of, so Ace did a cover of it off of 1989's Trouble Walking. It would be 20 more years before his next album. So he'd cut kind of three in a row in the mid to late 80s, went on hiatus. But this is a cover of ELO's Do Ya. And after this, I'm going to ask which one you think is better. What do you think?
It's great. And you asked me the question, what's better? I like this song. I like their version, Aces. And I might be biased because it is Ace, he is Kiss. But I like this version. They're very similar. That I don't,
This one's has a sharper, harder edge.
yeah,
It's more
I was about to say it's more more rock than the
more
other
heavy
one. I mean,
metal.
the other one was rock too, but this is more, like you said, hard. So really
I've
enjoy it.
loaded a few more songs.
Yeah, go for it.
This next one was the first lead song off of Frehley's Comet. This was his first band post breakup with Kiss. I think this was released in 86, 87. The album went gold. It sold 500,000 copies. And Rock Soldiers talks about a very near fatal car accident that Ace got into in 1983. He was high, he was stoned, he was driving a Lamborghini, driving it way too fast. Almost didn't survive the crash. And this is a song about escaping death and giving the devil, having the last laugh over the devil. do you think?
I like that song. And you remember they did this song? You remember what we did?
We rocked like soldiers.
We did.
Started marching in beat as if we were
Yeah,
part of his rock soldiers. We were part of his
we
army.
did. We were marching.
It was fun.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
I first heard the song when it came out. I know you remember MTV.
Yeah,
Remember at midnight, they'd break out the really hard rock called Headbangers Ball.
I remember that. Yes, but I don't remember
The
them playing
song
this
was on Headbangers Ball, like
one.
86, 87.
And
Um,
they
ready for
played
another one? Oh, go
they
ahead.
came out in the Hingbager's Ball the first time.
Yeah, they debuted this song at Headbangers Ball, and
Gotcha.
it had moderate play. I don't think the song charted. They probably released it. The album itself did very well, going gold.
Nice.
So after Ace is either part of Frehley's Comet or solo released 3 consecutive albums. It was like 86, 87, 88, 87, 88, 89, somewhere in there. After that, I kind of lost track. I'm sure he was touring, he was doing things musically. He came back in 09, released an album, critically acclaimed, did really good. Didn't really know about it. I discovered the 09 album when I pulled all of his solo stuff in the run up to when you and I saw him, because I want to listen to his songs so I'd be more familiar at the concert. And so I stumbled across this song, A Little Below the Angels, and kind of a little known song. It's deep in this 09 album that I think's largely forgotten. It's autobiographical in that it talks about his journey to sobriety. And when I listened to it, I know my son Daniel had addiction and sobriety issues, and just listening to this song just makes me think of and feel for Daniel. And so here is A Little Below the Angels, and it's about Ace's journey to sobriety.
It almost got me dead.
Sorry, here we go.
Alcohol was a friend of mine. It almost got me dead. I crashed some cars, got into fights, some things I now regret. I've been told I got 9 lives, or maybe even 10. Now I changed my ways, my soul's restored. I'm better now than then. We're just a little below, a little lower than the angels, and that's alright. That's alright with me. Tempted fate's not what I wanted to. I'll soon enough be dead. And all that glitters isn't always gold. I've heard it said. I've taken chances, I crossed the line. I lost my faith in love. Now the road is clear, my aim is true, with help from above. We're just a little below, a little lower than the angels, and that's alright. That's alright with me. We're just a little below, a little lower than the angels.
What do you think?
That's a really good song. I never heard of it. That's awesome.
Listen to all of it, because there's a chorus at the end. I can try to find it. Let's see, maybe back here.
I've ever seen.
that's a those were kids, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure those
awesome.
are his daughters.
Excuse me?
I'm pretty sure those were his daughters that it
Oh,
was based.
really? That is cool. That's
So
awesome.
it's off of his 2009 album.
Okay.
Um, that's one that really pulls on my heartstrings.
Hmm.
It's very melancholy and kind of
Yeah.
fitting that we're playing it as a tribute, right? Talking about angels and
Right.
redemption and trying to do better.
Hmm. Absolutely.
You in the mood for one or two more?
Sure. Absolutely.
This we talked about just adrenaline. This is also off of their debut album. We Got Your Rock. It's just a rock and roll song and about the love of rock.
When I see you stare from the front row, girl, with a challenge in your eye, daring me to knock you out of your seat, and you can't believe that a guy like me could rock you till you're paralyzed and leave you begging for more like a dog in heat. Now it's rock and roll you came for, it's rock and roll you're gonna get. Yeah, 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 yeah. We got to rock right here. We got to rock right here. If you still don't understand, I'll shout it out loud and clear. We got to rock right here. You got a backstage.
What do you think?
Classic rock song. That's rock right there.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I guess you can sum up that's what Ace was all about.
Yeah.
Is
You're
we
right.
got your
Hmm. Absolutely.
all right. Those are all the songs I had loaded.
All right.
Any final thoughts on Ace?
It's just one of the legends has passed. And I'm sure he's up there, you know, saying, rocking it out with Ozzy and
Eddie
let
Van
me
Halen.
you, and what's that? And Eddie, yeah, that's true. It's just we lost a great rock and roll artist, and he will definitely be missed. Definitely be missed.
And I know he was a musician that we never met, but music really is the background to life. You had the radio on all the time, and
Hmm.
childhood memories of playing albums in the room, and so Ace was a big part of my musical background. The music, the background of life. Ace was always in the background playing, and really just loved his swagger, his laugh, his kind of easy-go-lucky demeanor, and in the end, he just rocked. And
Yeah.
so I always resonated with his music. And I know I speak for both of you, for you too, when we say who is this week's king of rock and roll?
Ace Frehley. You are
The
the king
king
of
of
rock
rock,
and roll.
Ace Frehley.
Absolutely. So, with that, um, that's our episode of our tribute to Ace Frehley. I hope you all enjoyed it. Make sure that you comment, share anything you like, dislike, anything you want, in the future, anything that you want us to do, we will be more than glad to do it. Um, Thanks for showing up. Thanks for listening. And as always, and rock on and rock hard. And Ace, rest in peace.